Now, if you're grazing in a set stock or conventional manner, then most of the manure and urine from your cattle is going to be applied where? In every pasture.
Trees.
Exactly, in the shade or near the water, right?
That's true.
So you're concentrating the ability to be not just flies, but internal parasites as well, right? So you're not breaking your internal and external parasite cycles. Rather, what you're doing is you're continuing to build the presence of both of those pests and to have heavier and heavier infestations in your cattle. And then what do you have to do? You have to spend money then, right, to treat for internal parasites and external parasites. And that's never a one-time deal, is it? It's an ongoing deal, and many times, multiple times a year. So you're spending several dollars per head every single time you do that, and you're doing it multiple times a year. You can very quickly have $15 to $25 per animal just in fly and internal parasite control annually that quick, when it's a cycle that's easy to break. If we're going to have a lot of dung beetles, then that means we can't use chemical dewormers in our cattle. So how do we handle that? Well, by the way we graze again. So if we're grazing higher, we're never letting them graze our forages down short, because almost all of that worm larvae is going to be in the top 3 to 4 inches of forages. If they climb up any higher, they're going to get in the sunlight and it'll desiccate them and kill them. They know that, so they stay down low, 4 inches or below. If we always graze higher than that, never let our cattle or other livestock, sheep, goats, whatever, graze it down tight. And we're moving them every day. We're doing two things. First of all, not allowing them to ingest more larvae and reinfest themselves with worms. But secondly, we're constantly moving them away from that pressure and moving them away from any fly hatches. So we're staying ahead of our internal and external parasites. And then doing that allows us to not have to use the chemicals that we would typically use to control the worms and the flies. And what we have to understand is there's no chemical, no pesticide or insecticide or parasiticide that we can use that is absolutely species or organism specific. They kill more than the target organism. And those other that they kill include things like the dung beetles and many other beetles, and including negatively impacting earthworm populations and so forth. So those strategies combined allow us to completely do away with the need for chemical deworming, and then we'll see the return of our dung beetle population. And once we get that return, then we start to get those cumulative benefits that we just talked about.